afternoon, everybody. It's me, Trader Max, here on April 3rd, 2025. How's everybody doing today? We are actually here live on our Shogun Gun Show. I'm getting a little feedback from Mama Rizmas, I think. I need to mute you. It's okay. It's coming back through your phone. And it's been a couple of days. I have been away. The other day, we had Mr. Quinton come out and do a show. Did an absolutely wonderful job. Hey, buddy, how are you doing today, Mr. Quinton?
I'm doing great, sir. How about you?
Well, as you hear, I'm alive, but I'm still with the voice is just not back to 1,000%.
I know. I had to dig you out of the grave the other day.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're trying to get in there too early.
Whole pet cemetery thing was going on, but we got a great show lined up for today. We're back here on this Thursday. Boy, I went to sleep in March and came, and I'm here on April. I missed our April 1st, our April Fool's Day. I wanted to make a big thing about it. I think that's what the XRP thing was in a way. But in today's show, we're going to be talking to all these great coins that are going to be here today, which I'll introduce in here in just a minute. But then we'll also be talking about the state of crypto, of course, in our chill portion. And finally, in our alpha, because this is the Shogun, Shill, Chill, and Alpha's show today, we are here to talk about all the great things that will be happening in the next 2 weeks and all of our coins lives of everybody who's still here at the end of the show. And then we do at the very end, if you want to listen to something that we're calling the State of Shogun today, this is going to be explaining to you everything that's happening over the next 2 weeks for Shogun and what we're doing and how we're going to grow into this. We are sort of growing into an ecosystem, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But let me get right down to the point and start introducing some of our coins that are here today. We have Sober Coin. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. We're going to have a pretty good show, a lot of good people here, and I appreciate you being here today, Sam. It is Sam, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Up next, we have one of our panelists. We have Merv the cat. What's up, my man?
GM, how's it going?
Hey, not too bad. How's the cat life going?
Cat life is good, man. We're just meowing around and just creating content and have some fun over here. Building our community.
I not by accident. I on purpose watched one video on TikTok, and now it won't stop. It's your every other video. It feels like on my TikTok account. It's pretty fun.
It's constant entertainment.
Entertainment. He's such a fickle little cat. I love it. We also have Joe from Bank. How you doing, Joe? You still there, Joe?
You want Joe or you want
Josh?
Josh, oh my God, I am so sorry.
No
Look at that.
problem.
Again, not 100%. You're going to get what you pay for today. I apologize. We got Josh from Bank. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, we're just tired dads, right?
Yeah,
We're just
exactly.
tired dads. Greetings from the Bank of Soul crew, and thank you for having us.
Hey, no worries. We'll sharpen it up here. And then we got Dead Duck Society. How you doing?
How's it going, man? DDC Tone with Dead Ducks Collective NFT project. Thank you so much for having me on.
I think I'm going to go back to letting Quinton run the show for today. We appreciate you being here, and thanks for dealing with all my little mishaps here today. We also have Prawn on this. I think Prawn's here, right? Yeah. Is Prawn here?
Yes.
Aaron. Oh, yeah, for Aaron. Aaron. How you doing, man? Can you hear us? Oh, you're getting a little bit of robotic voice happening.
A little bit of connection issues.
Yeah.
Back.
I think so. I think it's Memes AI's fault. I think the swarm is taking you over a little. Speaking of which, one of another panelist, trusted sword here, Memes AI. How you doing? Cricket sound. You're getting it right away. There you go. Memes AI. You still there, bud? Nope. Okay.
His mic unmuted. You might be trying to talk.
I don't know. No, he's not.
Something similar happened the other day too. So he's going to come in and he's going to be able to talk.
He's going to come back. It's all good. Rizmaz, how you doing? It's good to have you back here, Mama Rizmaz.
Yes, we are glad to be here. How you guys doing?
Good. Did you guys end up doing a April's Fool's Day thing, or was that just that's not one of the major holiday things you do, right?
No, so we don't do April Fools. Our next holiday is Easter.
Oh, cool. Can't wait for that one.
Yes.
But glad to have you here. Good to hear your voice again, and glad that you're back onto the show with us.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And of course, last but not least, I think we have Joe from Gary. I got it right now.
Hey, GM guys. Yeah, Joe with Gary Club here, and doing great, man. I'm super stoked, super bullish. I'm really happy for all you guys who are going to be able to hear what we do here and how you can stop trading time for money. It's going to be a great day.
That's pretty cool. I'd like to know how that happens because I still pay child support.
Oh, then you're who we're looking for.
And I'm only kidding. But we appreciate you being here and in our Welcome Back to Max show of Close to Death, as Mr. Quinton provided earlier. Save me from the pet cemetery, if you will. But all right, so we're going to get started with our Shill portion of the show. I think he's back there. It is. Well, it's another. He comes back with another PFP.
Sorry, Max. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. How you doing, brother?
I'm living the dream, man. Thanks for having us on here.
Hey, no worries. Glad you're here as a panelist, as usual. All right, well, we're going to get started with the Shill portion right now. I love all the little intros that we do now. So welcome here to the Shogun Gun Show. We're about to do our Shill portion, which if you're not aware of the show's Shill portion, we have all of our coins come out and talk about their community, their life with the most amount of positivity in the process. About 3 to 4 minutes. So sit back. We're going to start with our first one, which is Sober coin.
Yes.
Let me put you in the proper position. There you go. And I'm going to start just with your website, I guess, right there. And let's get you over right here.
Wrong screen, Mr. Max. That's your Telegram.
That's my Telegram screen. Hang on a second.
That's me getting you all the information for the other day. Look how cool that is.
I know. It is pretty cool.
All the gun show information, all the pre-show stuff that we do.
Yep, absolutely. I just got to open it back up again. Hang on one second. I'm so sorry. All right. Let me go here.
Today is going to be a tutorial on how to create stuff.
Yeah. Right on Canva. We're going to do it all here on Canva. I got to go back to that screen now because I need this. There. 1 second. We're going to get it right here. Sober coin. Ba-da-da. There we go. Ta-da. I made it. You guys there? Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Looks very good.
And of course, Shane writes me. He goes, "Here, I got the address." I was like, "Okay, bud." Oh, no. Somebody's been changing these around. There we go. There you go. How's that, Sam? We'll start right here. You good?
Yeah, okay, I can start.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so first of all, before everyone asks or wonder, I'm French Canadian, so if I say something wrong, you can just stop me and correct me. So Sober Coin, this is my first and only project. Everyone are addicted to some stuff. I've been addicted to a lot of stuff in my life, but the big thing, my biggest addiction was weed. I smoked it daily for like at least 13 years. I had other addiction like gaming, like cell phone, like porn, like Red Bull. But the biggest thing was weed. So my goal was this. I started this project after 7 days of sobriety. 17 days I started this. And now it's already 1 month and 12 or 13 days old. So yeah, it's going slowly. We're only at 12 or 13K market cap. But my goal with that is to create a safe space for people fighting addiction, because we all have one, if we're honest. And the first step to beat addiction is honesty. I want to promote honesty and show people that we can talk about anything, and it's just gonna help everyone on the way. So that's my main goal. What I'm trying to do with this, it's hopefully if I can make it big enough. But the first step is creating a sober album, so people can always have a little music to feel better with them. Eventually create sober merch, create a sober app to keep people motivated. If we make it big enough, sober NFT, and also make some donation on the way up to sobriety center and stuff like that. And if really we make it big enough, my dream would be to start my own sobriety center. So it would be amazing, but I'm only at 12K market cap, so I got to start with the beginning. So that's pretty much it. Donation, sober album, sober merch, sober app, sober NFT, and end goal sobriety center if we make it big enough. I would like also to create a community voting system to have my community's ideas and work in community, of course.
Now, so this is a tough one because there is a lot of addiction out in the world, and your main was that you were fighting off your own addictions, and that's tough. It's tough to come out into the world and say, because most people look down on people that have addictions and issues. Some don't, like we don't here. We appreciate you coming out and sharing this world with us today. And what small market caps means you're just in the right. Excuse me. You're just in the part of getting things worked out. So we wish you the best of luck with this.
Yeah, it will work eventually. I'm connecting with cool people, and I know our time will come, like you guys.
Absolutely, we do appreciate you coming out and being a part of this. Now, if you're just starting out, you're 7 days old now, and you how did you launch off on Moonshot? Or no, you're more than 7 days.
I'm 1 month and 2 weeks almost.
Okay. And you launched off on Moonshot. It looks like, right?
Yeah, that was my first mistake.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
No. I was saying, oh no, like I was shocked that.
Yeah. It was my first mistake launching there.
Okay, where should you have launched that? You think?
I don't know, but not Moonshot.
Well, that's the tough part because there are ways that you do it on your own. There's Pink Sale, there's Fair Sale, there's a lot of stuff. There's launching on Pump Fund, there's launching on our system or Launchpad system that launches through Pump. There's so many ways to do it. It really does come down to having. Listen, we've learned some hard lessons over the last couple of months, especially in this industry the way it is right now. One being you have to have money to make a coin work. Everybody tries to get into coin to make money, and that is a relative thing, but you also have to have it a little bit in the beginning. Yeah. So fundraising, Fair Sale, Pink Sale kind of stuff, pre-sale stuff. But again, there comes a trust factor. So I love the fact that you've made it about a sober coin, like sobriety for alcoholism and those kind of things. But I know a couple of people that are addicted to gaming because that's all they like to do. The porn one is a little bit far-fetching as well, but that is true. Our society of porn is rampant, and it's so crazy. We could spend a whole show just on that, not on porn, but on the world of addiction. So, I'm glad
we had
you
Doug on the other day. We'll have to pull him back in for that conversation.
Of course, I know. Doug the Duck, or Doug the Dick, as we like to say. But we have the greatest of respect for what you're doing here because it's not easy. And anything we could do to help along the way, we have our Panther Pilot Network. That any website stuff that you may need or process you need, you just reach out to Mr. Quinton, and we'll help you out as much as possible.
Yeah, it's really not easy. Since the first second, I've been making mistakes, and every time I try to correct a mistake, I'm creating another problem. So yeah, I'm learning the hard way, but I'm fixing things one by one.
Well, that's the world of crypto, as it is. A lot of people cut their teeth on what not to do for the next time. Your first project is always what not to do for the next time. And that's probably by the 5th program. You're like, okay, what do we do now? But we do appreciate you coming out and being a part of that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. All right. And that's basically how it's done in our world of the show right now. We have, let me see if I can pull this up on this other screen. There we go. Pull me over here, and there we go. We have right around 257 people. Merv with 18, 238 following in on Shogun Cryptos. Our YouTube channel has one. Our Mr. Trader Max is still starting out, so we're not too worried. But I've been away for a couple of days, so I'm pretty sure that most of them are, where's Max been kind of thing. So it's all good. All right, so let's get up next. Who do we have up next, Mr. Quinton?
All right. Excuse me as I fumble to find my unmute button. Up next is going to be our first panelist, and it's going to be Rumi with Merv.
What's up, man?
Meow, meow, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My mic was being funny earlier. First, I just want to give a shout out to SoberCoin. I'm in that community. I've been in and out of my own sobriety, and I like to get real. I don't like to hide things. So I've dealt with that for a long time. And I actually have a massive sober community. So I'd love to connect with you. I don't know how deep in crypto those guys are, but there might be something there to help you guys. And, if anything, we can just relate to sobriety. But,
Of course, man. Everyone is
but
welcome in my Telegram just to speak.
yeah. I have some ideas, holding like an AA kind of meeting, on spaces and stuff like that could be really big. There's a lot of sober people in the X community as well that I know. So,
Really good idea.
you want to tap into that. But I'm here to talk about Merv. I just love connecting with people. Merv the cat, famous cat on TikTok, 3 million followers now, 2 million on TikTok, and almost 1 million on Instagram. And the owner of Merv is one of my best friends. His name is Chad, and we have permission to use his IP. And we're out here, we're grinding. And what we've been doing over the last, since we first came on the show, we've had a lot of things come out, but a lot of those things didn't translate to the crypto world, and the crypto environment for normies doesn't feel. We're going to talk about the state of the market. Doesn't feel safe, right? It's kind of, retail is still kind of like, well, okay, it's the market's kind of weird. Like, why would I want to get involved? And so what we've been doing is building out through news. We've had articles in Newsweek come out recently. I've done an interview with CNBC and NPR, and we've done all these things to kind of create outside attention. And what we're doing now is bringing the community together and rallying around what we're building here. What Merv represents is she's a rescue cat, and we're trying to use the platform to have fun with Merv. People that love Merv, they're Merverts. We have Mervert NFTs. The sales from those NFTs go towards donations to the Pasadena Humane Society, while we're also building out some of our LP pools, so that the fees that are collected from those LP pools, once volume kicks in and things get going, that's what we're going to use to donate, as opposed to dumping on the chart. So we're using Merv as a platform to give back and to celebrate a real life talking cat who is hilarious, famous, and the content is constant. Chad is constantly putting out content and supporting Merv, as you can see on the TikTok. They love Merv, the coin, and he's a big supporter of us. And we're just building from there. So it's a grind, and the market is shaky. So we have some marketing plans, but we've been waiting to enact them because it's not good to unleash a bunch of funds when Sol is dumping. It just doesn't really make sense. And right now, the market cap, as you can see, is really just reflective of Sol. It's literally in line with Sol right now. There haven't been like dumps or anything like that. There's been like, a buy, a sell, but really everything's just been kind of going sideways with Sol as it is now. And once we are ready to unleash our marketing plans, things will start going again. We're just giving the market the time to figure it out while we build our community. And I think the biggest utility a meme coin has is its community, and that is the number one thing. So it's the louder we get and the louder we meow together, it becomes a roar. And then that's when things start to send, and get some attention. And this cat is already viral, so it's just a matter of time before the bomb goes off. And you can't force it, right? That's the thing, is like, for a long time I was trying to force the market. The market will take it when the market takes it. When cat meta is back, when people are ready to come back to these projects that are working hard. You know, those are the ones that are going to succeed for the long term. Right now, people are just chasing quick flips, and we don't want to be a quick flip. So I'm not trying to force anyone to flip us. You know, I'd rather people that get in now are the ones that understand that this is a buy and hold and hang out and meow with us kind of situation. So that's what we've been up to and doing. And, you know, I've just been busy IRL, with just constant meetings, things I want to talk to you in the background that are going to be huge. Just, I'm excited about the alpha that's coming, the me alpha. But as you like to have us kind of give a 2-week buffer, I can't disclose what that's going to be until we're ready to rock and roll. But we'll talk more about that later.
Well, this gives us an excuse for you to come back and be a part of the show again, and let us know when it comes out. Hopefully, you get some exclusivity out of that factor, which would be awesome.
Oh, absolutely! You guys are my number one.
Brilliant. We have we've been battling, you know, and this is the same thing for everybody. You know, is the ratification of Sol falling down and going up and falling down, XRP, Donald Trump getting into the market, all these misnomers of the normies and everybody else, and there's this blur of this line. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen this before. I've seen this into the world when, and too many years ago to mention, but when Forex was really starting to be traded, people started to know what Forex really was. There was an inception for a long time. Forex to many people, as I was growing up, was boxes of money, as you would exchange. You know, these big giant money houses would bring trucks of money to make the exchange. And it was all physical. The electronic version of this being, you know, normies getting in at, you know, being able to just go buy it at like retail and make decisions on their financial status through Forex. And we watched the market go sporadic, and then the volume just came in 10 times, 100 times the value. And I see that happening with crypto right now, but it sort of whitewashes it for a while, makes it very sporadic. It scares the shit out of even the most hardened cryptoists that are out there. You know, they get worried about this, and everybody is looking for that quick flip. Give me my money and let me get in and out, get in and out, get in and out. And then they end up being, you know, ADHD, almost getting beaten to death, you know, because not everybody, you cannot, like I tell my son all the time, you cannot speculate the market. There's nobody here who can. You could just react to the reaction. You know, and that's what you have to do. You gotta have money management and prepare yourself. We'll be talking about that in the state today as well. But thanks, Murph, for being here today as a panelist. Make sure you stick out with us in the process. Mr. Quinton, who is up next, sir?
All right. After that, we're gonna go into a next Shiller, which is gonna be Josh for Bank of Sol.
Bank of Sol, baby.
Greetings, guys. Thanks for having Bank of Sol on.
You're welcome. I keep hitting the wrong website. Okay, there it is. I'm getting back into the swing of things. It's coming. There you go. What?
You got
okay.
It. Yeah. So there's our website. Bank of Sol in a nutshell is really just a young DeFi project. We're 2.5 weeks in at this point. Got a great team. I'm kind of like the bottom of the barrel of the team. So I'm who you get. I'm who you get today. Great group of people to work with, strong community, but really just trying to provide a variety of banking solutions to the space. At fundamental level, we're a rewards token, and it's currently set at 5% rewards, and then 1% to LP and 1% to Treasury. So there's a 7% tax, tax being fairly new to Sol ecosystems. So we're a utility project that's really trying to provide banking solutions. A lot could be said about banking and DeFi and how they intersect, but for sake of brevity, our main utility that is in like last details towards paying for and producing is a crypto debit card. And that will be the first, you know, that is going to be our major kind of the center of the ecosystem. We have secured the full funding in order to pay for that. And so we're really just finalizing details on fees, etc., and ensuring communication clarity and competitive advantage. I was just reading last night that in the next 5 years, if crypto market capitalization grows to say anywhere between 5 trillion to 16 trillion by 2030, we could see at the current rate of crypto debit adoption, new crypto debit users in the neighborhood of 50 to 200 million over the next 5 years. So our goal is to provide easy solutions for people to take this debit, use it in the United States and globally, and as many countries as possible, in order to easily transact at every cash payment site, groceries, going and buying a PlayStation, etc., where you can easily make use of your crypto. And it's like a lot of my friends who still haven't really onboarded into crypto, they're always like, but you can't use it. You can't use it.
But you have to pay taxes on it.
That's right. And you have
everything
to
else.
That's right. You have to withdraw it, and you have to pay, swap fees, and then withdrawal fees, and back to your bank. And then your bank, not every bank is friendly really with crypto withdrawals and transactions. And so this allows you just to skip all of that, pay low fees to just put your crypto savings profits to use. And so that's the center of our ecosystem, is that card, and it really is in the final stages before it is ordered and on its way. Bank of Soul branded revenue then will return to holders in the forms of buybacks, burns, volume on the chart, rewards getting paid out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We haven't nailed down exactly how every % of our revenue come from that's going to be used, because we kind of just need to build it and get the card out into people's hands, and then structure it from there. So that's the main part of our ecosystem. There's one other thing that we dropped as a surprise utility that supports our ecosystem and also kind of fits in the big banking category, is we launched a bridge that is now it's not an on-chain bridge, so it's not ran by smart contracts. It's a tool and it's a script, but it automates just about every cross-chain that you can imagine. It's a cross-chain privacy Monero bridge, and so it swaps to Monero, which has certain key privacy features about it in and of itself, and then it swaps to Monero again, and then it returns back to your destination wallet. And the point of it is that it's those funds that you're now holding in that wallet are untraceable back to their origin. And so if you want a little bit of privacy, or you want to hold some funds, or maybe you have to KYC for a debit card, but you don't want that all connected to every other wallet you have. Maybe you just want to hold some Bitcoin in a place that's untraceable. It's like holding digital cash, for instance. People used to hold cash. This gives you the option to do that without it being easily found. If you just want to start a fresh wallet, it's great for that. So it has a tremendous amount of options, and it has you just have to own $50 of bank in order to use it. And then there's a simple mechanism too that you can pay 0.25 Sol in order to reduce your fees to just 1% for lifetime. And it's ease of use in a Telegram mini app. So that's Bank of Soul. You hold bank, you earn Soul rewards, and we're here to build for the long haul. So developing the community and networking, and appreciate you guys having us on.
Hey, no worries. This is very interesting to me. I've been dealing with On-Chain Labs and a few others that are out there, all declaring, where the state of crypto is going to be with offboarding and onboarding. Onboarding super easy now. A lot of different things out there. But we get under the wire sometimes, of what's real and what's not. And the wishful thinking, conceptual design, cute little card, Visa logo, yay. But the reality is how can you protect it? And the banks have to be, held accountable for these kind of things, because there's so many scammy cards and networks that are out there. But you never know who's who. So anybody who's going through the motions know that regulation is the only way to secure money at that level, other than the crypto side of it. So I wish you the best of luck in that, because that's something, if we can kind of see, my one of my constituents here has a way that he uses the Cash App to turn money from USDC into Bitcoin, and then he sends it to his Cash App, and he has a Cash App wallet which has a card, which he does all this stuff to offboard everything. And it's such a roundabout way. And it's really, Cash App doesn't go back to your bank, and it doesn't report anything at certain levels, and it does over a certain amount. But he's always under the wire, and of course they're always going to reshrink in that. But there's so many different ways you can offboard. But again, you got to be very careful because there's a lot of scammy companies out there for offboarding.
Right. Yeah, and I think key for us is security backing, reliability backing, trusted backing, trusted name. You know, we're not using a provider that will be unknown to the DeFi space, and so, but that's kind of principle number one is there has to be a level of security backing this for sure.
Yeah. For me, I feel that the age of normalcy will hit crypto the moment that we can create a standard free-flowing information comes back and forth, and we can buy certain things of not just luxury, but of necessity. Getting the groceries, getting the how about real estate, cars, big numbers stuff, reoccurring agitation into the market, being able to buy subscriptions and follow through those things, just like any wallet could do at that point. But I appreciate you being here today and sharing your time with Bank of Soul. I love the idea and the concept here, and I hope that it has the greatest success.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mr. Quinton, we are sitting at 453 people here on the Shogun Gun Show today. We're not doing too bad. Again, it's my first show back. You did a show the other day, which you did awesome for your first time by yourself. We are a little light in the footwork here today, but Shogun Crypto sitting at 431, and powerful. Merv is sitting at 23. Awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody counts. Even our Trader Max YouTube video lost our one viewer, but that's okay because the YouTube video is only used to record the stream today. We don't really promote the YouTube channel because YouTube ghost bans our stuff in here anyway. So we're not the best fans of YouTube at the moment with their ghosting that happens with us.
Yeah, no, that pretty weird how that sort of happens. But I also wanted to sort of highlight something that I noticed. I always like to talk about every time I see it, is that we have people coming into the chat, and as we're going, like you see me bring them up here and show. But one major thing that happens was specifically that I saw from Bank is that we have Ragnarok here in the chat. You can see good vibes. He's supporting Bank. That's huge, coming in, supporting your community. It's massive. But also showing some love for other communities inside of here.
Yep, cross communication or share is important. It's a big part of it.
Exactly. And so every time I see that, I love to point it out and go, nice job. That's a huge green flag when you're looking at the love and support that comes from communities and showing that it's contagious like that. Always love to see that.
We see that in so many great communities that come with us, like Just a Lot, like the Lotto. They're always like it's cross contamination everywhere. You want to see cross collaboration, right? You want to reach out. Like this show is not designed just to come out and show, and it's just like 5 hours of somebody like, yes, my coin is the best coin and best community, blah blah blah. It is, meeting with Dead Ducks and meeting with Prawn and meeting with all these people, and then the coins meeting coins and bringing communities and creating collabs. And I can't tell you how many coins that have come through the show and have reached out to Just a Lotto or Congress or other people, Tired Dads. This is just an amazing factor. We're going to be getting into the state of crypto today as well. But who's up next, Mr. Quinton?
So after that, we're going to be talking with Dead Ducks.
He's been
Dead Ducks Collective,
and he was telling me in the backstage, like this is the first time that you're doxed out in front of everybody, other than being on your website, but they got to hunt that out.
Yeah.
How you feeling so far? You getting a little
exposed, but getting used to it. So it's interesting because I'm even getting messages from people saying, I thought you looked something like that.
Now is that that's a baseball cap on, right?
It's like a newsboy cap.
Oh, okay. It's a Jeff cap.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. I thought so because I have one downstairs I used to wear all the time. But when I want to be the old man and shuffling down the highway here.
No, I like the style. I have a big rockabilly influence, and these are very popular with that style.
Are you a musician as well?
No, but really, for a few years I was really into the rockabilly scene, doing Viva Las Vegas and out in Vegas, and
Oh, sweet.
music music and that scene, the underground scene, a little bit has always been kind of part of my background.
Yeah, yeah. Smokey and the Bandit had a following called Buford T. Justice, and it was rockabilly. It was green. It was everything. And I played the harmonica with that band and
No
sang
way.
backups. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Traveled around everywhere with them, but
Yeah.
we wrote some songs out there. But it was a lot of fun. I love that age of music because it fits such into the power hungry bluesist that I am. I want to play the harmonica every single day, but it's like you can't get it into every song. I even played the harmonica with a punk band once. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm always trying to inject it somehow, some way. All right.
Well, I
so
know
let's,
this isn't a music shill space, but like that Viva Las Vegas show, for anybody who likes rockabilly or punk or psychobilly or anything like that, that's an awesome show to go to.
yeah, I agree. I think it's something that's pretty powerful. All right, so listen, I got to ask because you're here as a panelist today, and this happens every once in a while. This is the first time you're on the show, so welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me, what is Dead Ducks Collective?
Dead Ducks Collective is an NFT project. It is really community driven. So I'm the founder, and it's a story NFT project. It's a gritty, story-rich, generative project built for the underdogs, the wrecked, the ones who just won't quit. And so the project really has kind of evolved. It represents really kind of a degen's attitude of not giving up. A lot of us here in crypto who have been in for a while know what it's like to be wrecked, to be dumped on, to be rugged. And we know that that's just part of crypto. And so most of us, you kind of get burn marks. You kind of get scars from these projects that have promised things or that you've looked into and they don't fulfill. But you know what? We love crypto, so we come back, we stay alive, and we keep going. So the Dead Ducks really represents that. It represents a degen's attitude of not giving up in the face of disaster. It also represents additional things. That's for our private whitelist that's happening tomorrow there on the website, what you just saw. So the NFT project has been developing, drawing these ducks here for the past few months. We're minting pre-mint tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh, wow.
We're
Super alpha.
What was that?
I said super alpha, like tomorrow. Like, let's go.
Yeah, it's happening tomorrow. So the community has been around it and loving it. The whitelisters are going to have early access to the buy. We have a very exclusive small whitelist. It's really interesting because NFT projects can be so many different things, and this NFT project really is about community and the community that the Dead Ducks have kind of been incubating in. There's been the Chidette community that they've grown in, that they've really evolved with, and it's been awesome to see the support. I'm just a one-man dev, so it's cool. I look at some of these big projects and they have 20 artists, or they're hiring artists across internationally. It's just me. I have an architectural background. I have a drawing, photography, music background, wow. And so I've just been drawing and pouring my heart into this project. There's a music vein to it, punk rock, underground hip hop vein to it. There's all the crypto influences in it, but the scene is in a post-apocalyptic world that these Dead Ducks are actually going to be released. So I'm super excited. It's been like my every waking second. This project has been the last few months. Running a business full time and doing this project has been a lot. So I'm excited, but the finish line is in sight as far as delivering these ducks to their owners. The public sale is Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're not on the whitelist, on that exclusive whitelist, you will be able to buy the Dead Ducks here on Saturday.
That's sweet. So this is all on ETH?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't have a project on Solana at all?
So what I did, because what's interesting is as this project developed, I was in the trenches. I tried my hand at trading. So I would be in the trenches trading. I tried my hand launching a Dead Ducks coin and getting that Dead Ducks coin going and not realizing how difficult it is to manage a coin. I have so much respect for any of these panelists on here or anybody who has a project, a coin that is moving upward. It's a lot of work, a lot of stuff in the background. A lot of efforts, a lot of sleepless nights. And so as I was developing that coin, I was sitting in spaces with Solana traders. We were in the trenches, tracking wallets, looking at market caps, looking at influencers, and doing all of these things. There are certain ones that these core relationships started developing with A-Shock, with Pedro Monkey Puppet, Hamp, the Mad Hatter, all of these different people that were in this space, in these trenches, as I'm drawing the project. So as I'm drawing eyeballs, as I'm drawing weapons in their hand, we're talking meme coins. So when I released, I decided to do a early investors NFT. It was called the Founding Feathers. They were able to buy it, but I released the Founding Feathers a month or two ago on Solana because I wanted all of those traders who were in the Solana trenches with me to be involved in the project. So it's really awesome. We sold out within a couple of days. And all of those Founding Feathers are going to have perks that are coming up with merch. They're getting 3 ducks airdropped to them. And then now the actual project, the Dead Ducks, is coming on the Ethereum blockchain. So we're moving on up, as they say.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to apologize because there's a process that we've committed to the show. Is like we talk about Solana projects. 99.9 of all of our coins are Solana because we started off in Solana first. And I don't know. Again, there's a couple of misnomers. This is the first time you're on the show. It's all about ETH. And I want to keep, to my viewers that are here for Solana, I do apologize, but I also apologize to you because you kind of snuck into that process, but it's not bad. It's just, there's a little lack of something happened in a communication breakdown.
Well, if you want to tie it back to Solana, there was we did have a Solana meme coin that was launched. And so, I mean, it could tie back to Solana in that, this was a pump fund coin. And that's what I was mentioning. There's a lot of respect that I have for a lot of these projects launching and trying to gain traction on Solana, trying to raid, trying to bring attention, trying to have the right support, trying to hold the floor, and all of those things. And so the Dead Ducks very much are tied to Solana and the Solana blockchain.
No, and again, there's value in every single chain that's out there, and I love the fact that you're an NFT. In fact, we have I was trying to keep it down from, we're about 3 to 4 weeks. We're about 3 weeks out now for our NFT marketplace. But it's a very special marketplace. It's one that can fuse NFTs together. And this is the first announcement you'll be hearing about the main of it today. But we're knowing which way we want to revitalize the NFT market and bring things to a fresh new way to do things that's not heard of before. Because there's so many NFT marketplaces and minters and places out there, you've created now yours is you've created your own, right? You don't use like OpenSea or something else that
it's not on OpenSea, but the thing about those generative, it's a lot of coding. And I probably could spend a few months learning how to code it. I already kind of started deep diving. I just don't have time for that. And so what, those launch pads, those websites that actually can generate your NFTs, your generative collections are really helpful. It's interesting. I agree with you completely as far as like this interesting time with NFTs, whether it's on Solana, whether it's on whatever blockchain, that we're seeing utility in action. And I'm excited to see where these NFTs and how they develop and evolve with what companies or what these franchises, if you call them, will be.
Yeah, one of the things that we, had seen is that the gatekeeping capabilities of NFTs has always been huge. Like, you can only get access to this particular thing, but now to have this availability where we've created technology called Fusion, where we can blend different NFTs together. One in from an artist perspective of looking at, the artist can say, if you take this one, and this one, and launch it in, you can launch it. Yes, Mr. Quinton, I am saying it live on air today. Because we are past what we call the no man's land. If you try to go invent it now, you're going to be about 3 weeks behind the designers and programmers that are already doing it. And it's okay if you go do it. It's okay if you go do it, because let me tell you, we have already beaten it out. So we're very happy about it. But the NFT world is going to get a little bit of a shock here over the next 3 to 6 weeks. With everything, we're already going to launch the marketplace, the minting system, and everything out here in about 3 weeks in the first MVP of it. But that fusion system, being able to combine things together, what we call a listing or a lineup. You can put them all in one lineup to create a ticket. It's amazing. It's going to be so revolutionary what you could do with this. So it's not just about building what everybody else builds, but building something that's so unique. Like, and even if you come and emulate it, you're just going to validate who we are anyway, which is all good.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about as far as like where the NFT world is right now. It feels so early, technology, early internet days, or early, like you out of those, you started seeing MP3s, music sharing. You started seeing all of these different things, search engines, social media platforms, MySpace, Facebook. All of these things started developing out of the World Wide Web protocol. And on top of that, you would have people like Facebook copying this, or these different platforms copying different things. I think we're going to see this evolution, and I think the competition of these NFT projects and platforms and everything is only going to better Web3, only going to better crypto.
Yeah, exactly. And the last thing with NFTs for us is to have the availability to gamify the hell out of it and to create a unique, I'll say, creative value to it. So instead of just being a collector, you can actually be involved in the making of these things, not choosing which one you want to do, but when you can merge them together and take one from someplace else you own and another one, and have the AI create something unique of a merging of it between them and fuse them together. It's pretty wild. The AI has such a capability with it, and it's by our second launch for the MVP it's going to be, we're setting everything on its ear in this industry. So I appreciate you being here today to help me, even if it's just a launch pad off of what you said, being an NFT. I appreciate the
no, thank you so much. I hang out in a space called Crypto in the Shadows with Ashok Ninja, and he's always talking about sneaking in the back door. So I felt like I snuck in the back door.
There you go. It's the best way to do it, right? I appreciate you very much today. All right, Mr. Quinton, who do we have up next?
All right, so we might have to change up the schedule a little bit. I just noticed that we have some schedule confinement. So up next, we're going to push someone up there really quickly. I just fixed it on the form. It's going to be Gary Coin on Soul, but also known as, I believe, Giraffe, if I have that right.
Yeah, that's good enough. Giraffe Tower NFT.
Gotcha.
And Gary is the name of our coin. Gary Coin, after our founder. I'm not the founder. I'm not the dev. I'm just a collector and love the project. Love to talk about it. I'm a very big fan and just want to, spread the word on it. I'm not getting paid by the founder or the collection. Just here on my own accord to let you guys know about the opportunity.
Sweet.
Gary Club, like I said, they've been around for 4 years. And if you've seen, yeah, there you go. That's actually a fan site that we put together there, Gary Club 101. And we have a vision, which is stop trading time for money. We don't want to spend our precious life working, punching a clock for 40 hours a week and just barely making enough to scrape by. That's our vision. We just don't want to be caught in that. Stop trading time for money. And the way we're going to do that is by leveraging AI, using technology to work for us. There's an AI agent that will trade on the Solana blockchain for us 24/7. Doesn't need to eat or sleep like we do, right? It can stay locked in at all hours of the day and we can go live our life. One thing I like to always bring up is if you start with one Sol, one Solana, and you grow that at 10% a day for about 3.5 months, you'll be a millionaire with just 10% a day in gains. And I'll tell you this, as far as things have been going in development, the AI agent is doing much more than 10% per day. But, I like to keep it conservative and just say, look, if we're only making 10% a day, that's what you could have. So the way you get access to that technology is by having a giraffe NFT. So you have to have a giraffe NFT and 1,000 Gary coin. And then you can have, then you get access to the stacker agent. So it isn't released yet. It's still in its final phase of development. It'll get, so the way it's going to be rolled out, the founder is going to dox the, like make public his wallet that he's trading in. Then we have a group of 50 other like superhero giraffe, and all 50 of those wallets will be doxed, and the world will be able to, see the P&L, see how they're all doing, and then all of the giraffe, then the rest of the giraffe holders at that point will have it. So, I don't know a date, but soon we'll have it, and yeah,
All right, so
super excited.
I'm riddled with questions now.
Yeah, yeah, of
Normally,
course.
and again, no FUD is intended whatsoever in any of this. A AI agent trading on Solana perps, or are they trading just Solana itself?
No. So Solana coins. So the
Okay.
first, yeah, and like verified coins.
Okay.
Yeah, not. So there's like two skills too. One is so there's going to be, think of like you have a phone, right? And then you put an app on it. So think there's going to be like apps that it will learn in the future, new skills that it can be taught. The first one that the stacker agent will have is a swing trading, like the swing trade skill with only verified Solana coins. So if it isn't a verified token, it won't swing trade that. And then the other one is called max extract, where it's taking a coin that hits. There's been a pattern that's been noticed where if a coin hits 500,000 in market cap within like say 12, 16 hours of creation, it very, very, very often, like 75% of the time will at least go up to 1 million and 2x or even more. So that's another skill that it will be rolling out with. Those are the two initial skills. And then, as time goes on, the way the AI works, things learn, we'll add more skills. But yeah, those are the first two.
Max, you're muted.
It's gated by having the NFT and the coin, right? So
And the coin. The coin allows, yeah. So you need to have the NFT and then 1,000 Gary coin.
Okay. And let me see here. It's then you would get access or keys to an agent that you can use to trade on. Is it like a Telegram bot? Is it a D app? What is it?
In Telegram, yes, that's it.
Okay, so it is a Telegram bot. Okay, good. These are all good to know. Well, I appreciate you being here. We are fans of. I've created quite a few trading systems and networks, and even some automation stuff in Forex, as well as now inside Solana and the network. So I'm very intrigued to see what's about to come with this. It's something that is a very powerful process to be able to trade an automated series. We were already starting the process to build a perp trading system for ourselves in our network, which is very powerful.
Ooh, a perp trading?
Yeah.
Perp trading. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, through Jupiter and stuff. So pretty little powerful networking solution there. I'm the builder and the founder of a bot called Zedon, which was out there in Forex for many years for the North American Derivative Exchange, which Zedon is just the North American Derivative Exchange backwards, just to fuck with their heads a little. But
that's cool.
We built that, and then we had the black helicopters flying over the house for a little while. We had the SEC come to the door. We had the feds. Scared the shit out of my wife. Yeah, it was pretty crazy day. But again, when you start having things automatically trade and to see the breakdown, because the language model is there, which is just data, right? And it has
Yeah,
such a
right.
fast way to get through data today. Back in the day, our databasing systems and scraping systems would take you an hour to go through, you know, a million lines of code. Now it's done in a millisecond, you know. So we have,
Exactly. And Solana had, you know, what, 80 million transactions yesterday, you know, so it's a lot. It's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, it's a lot to, and again, look at the exodus that was happening. It
Yep.
is, you know, sitting at what, 114 now or something like that. Last I remember.
Yeah,
Um,
somewhere there now.
But, you know, and again, what goes up comes down, what comes down goes up in
Right.
this world. So I got into this market. I always look back at when the first day I came here, you know, Solana went from 115 to 120 in the first day that I was here last year. And I went, okay, I can see this thing moving. And then when it was hitting at 200 at the end of last year, I was like, fuck yeah,
I
we're
know.
gonna be making so much money. It's not even funny. But, and again, this is not about the state. You know, we'll talk about that state here in a moment, but it's all what you make it. You know, whether you're swimming in the river or you're walking in the riverbed, it don't matter. You know, it's, you just got to prepare yourself. It's all about the reaction of what you're on. So it's all good. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate that. I am going to earmark you guys to have a look at you as we go into the next phase of our network in our state for a Shogun as well. But thanks for
I
being
love
here.
it. I'll stay in touch with you guys, man. And
Yeah,
one other
please
thing
do.
I was going to say is I do
Yeah.
a daily space. That's why I actually need to leave right now. But I do a daily space on X at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, you know, just come by and, you know, hear it. Audience, please stop by, check us out. We're a awesome community. It's, you know, really, really great place to be.
Well, it sounds like it. I hope that you have a great show today. Let us know what you need and have a great day today, bud.
Take care. Bye, guys.
All right, Mr. Quinton. We're sitting up, you know, 5-9. And again, the show, the way the market has been, we're still under 1,000 people on the show. It's okay. I'm glad because I'm having a couple of little mini heart attacks here and there every time that we get to coughing again. But we're doing good. Mr. Quinton, who is up next?
Up next is going to be our final panelist, which is going to be Memes AI.
What happened to Prawn, by the way?
It did
You still
happen.
there? I don't know.
I must have listened.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Because you skipped
you-
over it. You went down
That's
to
my
Gary.
bad.
Let's bring
Yeah,
up Prawn
I-
first. But you got to be careful because you
Can
can
you
get
hear me?
food source. Yeah, man. How you doing, Aaron?
Good.
Uh-oh. Got Mr. Roboto happening. Yeah, you're
Aaron
mixing it
from
up there.
Pet the King Prawn.
All right, buddy. Your audio is robotized. You might have to skip out and come back in again. It's all good. This stuff happens. You know, we're on phones. Listen, there are so many different ways, you know, to be on the show, and you know, some with the phone, you got to have a good background. It's all good. All right, is he here?
He's down there. Pull him up.
Yep. How's that? Is that better?
You got me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So yeah, I'm Aaron from Pepe the King Prawn. If you don't know the prawn, you can see his little logo there. He's got a surprise face. He's a Muppet. Basically, prawn gained its popularity in the meme community when it popped off on TikTok, where people basically, you know, were using emotional music behind memes where they would tell, you know, embarrassing stories. So we basically went through, you know, what's been going on in Solana recently is kind of, you know, these daily runners where these big trends pick up, you know, Chill Guy, Moodang, stuff like that. And we got a shit ton of volume, right? And, you know, we pumped up to, you know, 45 mil and then have since then, you know, taken a big drawn out downturn. But the reason I'm still, you know, rocking with prawn and you know, why I decided to get in on the CTO is because, you know, I don't think that it's just a trend. I think in order for a meme coin to be successful, you need to have, you know, strong attributes in the meme, which are relatability, versatility, and simplicity. You know, this prawn is something that you can look at and you instantly know what it is, right? you know how to use it, you know, either because you've already seen it, or it's a, you know, easily explainable. It's just a meme where you can either, you know, put his surprised face across, you know, a joke or something funny, or you can use it to tell a vulnerable story about yourself that you wouldn't normally tell, right? And that's why it gained, uh, you know, so much popularity, is because all these stories that were coming out were hilarious. It's not something that you would typically hear on social media. Um, you know, it's versatile in the way that you can meme it in multiple ways. You can do the traditional way, or you can take clips out of the Muppets. You know, it's recognizable by all generations. It being a Muppet, plus, you know, our younger generation on TikTok. So I think one thing I want to touch on is what I've seen in organic CTOs like this, and I loved what the guy from Merv was saying about not forcing things, and what comes out of a community like this when we all have such strong conviction through a downturn, is true camaraderie, right? There may be a lot less of us than when price was pumping like crazy, but the foundation between the few of us is much stronger. And I've seen this happen a lot in true organic communities. Is, you know, they'll have these big 90-95% drops, and when the market recovers, they're the first to recover because that foundation is so solid, and behind it is the meme that is so strong. You know, I think you have to have both components. One doesn't work without the other, and, you know, in terms of forcing it, this is what I've seen happen when you aren't doing things like, you know, paying for for KOLs, or, you know, spending funds on MMs, stuff like that. Is you do have a lot more potential uh, to go down, right? But I think, you know, the way I try to be is always to focus on the meme, and I think that's successful not only in terms of prawn, but in terms of you know, just being successful as a trader in the meme market, especially in the trenches on Pump Fund, because there's so many things that people will look at. They'll look for people to copy trade. They'll look for people to follow. They'll look at the bundles, this, that. When in reality, the strength of the meme is just, uh, you know, I look at it as more of a, maybe in a spiritual way of, you know, I'm not going to come out here and pay for KOLs and pay for attention. I believe that the strength of this meme plus the strength of our community that we've built is going to bring those things, right? Um,
Yeah, but you know, it's also something too that if you can have a great community, you have a great meme, but if you don't have the way to be able to communicate that and bring people in that are going to fall in love with the process, is and then also build on the utility of it. And I hate saying utility is the only way to build a coin, but how are you incepting new blood? Is always new blood coming in and bringing money. We've always seen new blood brings in money, but it also brings in yeeters as well. It brings in the people that are just like, all right, I've had my fill, I'm out, you know, exit liquidity mentality. But what fresh new things are going to come in, whether it's content or contribution to content or deliverables? You know, how is the community involving themselves that can boost the value of the coin at the same time by also buying, you know, supply and getting things around that? And that's tough, especially for a CTO, because not one person is in control of all the supply and the networking there. So it's you know, creating your community, getting organized, having that return of money coming back into the coin. So I hope that you're able to succeed with that.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, the content is king. It's an attention economy. And, you know, that's why I love prawn so much, is because it's something that anybody can easily come in and make content that has a high possibility of, you know, reigniting the trend, or being, you know, being able for people to relate to it.
Absolutely. Josh was saying in there, you know, what reason do they have to hold? You know, for us, it's a process for Shogun is that all of our utility, our bots, our NFT marketplace, our web forge system, all of our tools, 25% of everything that goes from our system goes back into the coin by buying supply with our bot. And we do so for this because people are going to come and go, and you want them to come and go. Really, those that hold and want to have like generational wealth will one day have to go or pass it on, right? That's the real idea of generational wealth. Is not, okay, I have $1 million and I can sell it, because the moment you sell it, you don't have generational wealth anymore. Generational wealth transcends the fact that you, as the individual who owns it, now doesn't, but it's given wealth or leverage to somebody else that you have. So if I give it to my son, or I give it to somebody, or I divulge that and I use that as leverage for whatever, so, but again, finding true wealth in anything that we're building, it has to be fluid. It can't be stagnant. It can't be just sitting there. Having $1 million sitting in a bank, yay, good for you. But unless it's earning interest, unless it's moving, unless it's doing something, it's just paper in a box. Basically, that's all I see it as. But I do appreciate you being here for today. I've always loved this Muppet as the underdog in my world, and I appreciate you sharing your time with us today.
Yep, thank you guys.
You're welcome. All right, we're getting down to the wire here. We have two more, I think, right? Yep. We have Memes AI and Rizmas. I know, Rizmas, you've been here all day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. In fact, Memes is here as a panelist, Mr. Quinton. Let's bring up Memes last, if you're okay with that. And then Rizmas, if you want to come out now.
Sweet. Sounds good to me. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good. Glad to be back.
Yes.
So I am with Rizmas, as you know. We have been working extremely hard to keep Rizmas coming throughout the year, and we've done a really fantastic job of that. Rizmas has a really strong community of people behind it. Really, it's kind of turned into that cult community. A lot of people thought we were just a Christmas token. And we have managed to just transition that token into something that is seasonal. So we go around and we celebrate all of the major holidays, bringing people together, bringing the community together, doing events, things like that. We've also implemented a lot of just different utilities into the token. We do have a merch website. It is currently unavailable at the moment. It's undergoing construction, but we will be bringing that back soon enough. So we do have merch available. We also implemented a play to burn game called Rizbird. You can download it in the Apple Store. So it's an Apple game. It just literally type in Rizmas into the Apple Store. You can download it on your phone. My favorite part about it, other than the game, is the fact that you can actually track like Rizmas statistics in real time. And you can enter like the amount of tokens that you have currently are holding and just see like what they're worth right there. So it's kind of like an all-in-one little thing. You can follow the roadmap, and then most importantly, you can play Rizbird. While you're playing Rizbird, every couple times you die, you are going to get some ads, and we take the ad revenue from that. 100% of that gets burned at the beginning to middle of every month from the previous month, from all that ad revenue. So that's probably our biggest utility that we are working on at the moment. Just continuing to do those monthly burns. It's really helped just, kind of all the way around with the token. We just did our March burn at the end of the month, and we burned quite a few million Rizmas, hundreds of millions. So that was really nice. Yeah, it was a pretty nice little burn that we had. And then another thing that we just implemented, we're kind of like restructuring our core team at the moment. We did have like a nice little pump before Solana decided to kind of take a dump there.
Take a poo-poo.
Yeah. So we actually just last week, we kind of pumped up to about 1.4 mil. So we were sitting at that floor, which for, a couple months we'd been sitting at 750K, just kind of, steady holding that floor. And now we've onboarded quite a few whales, are now starting to be onboarded into the project. And what we do with our whales is that our whales will, we kind of have a system now where kind of like more like basic decisions about the project gets handled by them. We give them a little bit, our shareholders more control of the project as well, and they have a say in like what we do, things like that. So that's been kind of nice because it does just broaden the team and gives us, give people that have quite a bit of money invested, some power and a voice in the project. So that's been going pretty well. We also, let's see, what else have we done? Oh, we are also getting ready to transfer into Easter. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We've got some big things coming there, some meme contests, things like that. Do like a little, Rismus rebranding, get a little Easter pump in there. We're hoping to pump back up with Soul. Right now, I think we're sitting at about 130 or not 130, 930 market cap.
Yeah. I was going to say you just cut yourself. Yeah, 930. Yeah. You're on the bend.
Make my heart race. But with that, again, I think that we just kind of followed Soul down. A lot of that is, we're getting quite a few.
Since the 21st, you've had some pretty good volume indicators happening. This is good, right? You got a little dump here, right? But that's it. I'm not really worried about it. I feel like you're at this working channel, and then every holiday you're gonna pump, and then you're gonna get some extra liquidity. And this is a great coin to follow because you can follow the human element in the holiday spirit of things. Have a little dip right before the holiday because people want to make some money.
Right.
So you're a good solid rate. I appreciate it because you have 135,000 motherfucking holders on your system, which is amazing, right? So let's call it what it really is. 1,900 in your Telegram, but you have so many holders. It's not even funny. You got good collective volume that happens down here. So if anybody is looking and watching, this is a coin to kind of get into. Yes, hold, but watch the market, watch your levels, and sell when you got to, but buy when you need.
Yeah, definitely. That now is honestly like just based off of like our pumps and different things like that, and onboarding whales. Definitely now is a great time to accumulate. We just kind of gear up and get stronger throughout the year. Definitely makes it fun. Even just the community, when you join our Telegram, it's very, active. Everybody's in there supporting each other. We've got, people are cracking jokes. We're starting to get back into holding weekly VCs in there as well. Just kind of updating, doing some live rating, things of that nature, which also just brings the community together. That's probably one of my favorite things about it is just the community is so strong behind that it's really only a matter of time.
Back in the day, it was like only 10 years ago. I did a lot of gaming online and played a lot of games all around the world. Was sponsored by some pretty big ones, like Rare for like Sea of Thieves and other games that are out there. But I did a lot of Twitch stuff, right? And my first big raid it was like 50, 60 people came in and raided my channel. And they stuck around. They felt that feeling. We all talked, and it was great. I loved it. Rating today in the network is very difficult because it's like trying to, you just go out. It's an LFG or, hey, this is great. You check out my coin. There's no communication back and forth. So I'm hoping that rating will change in the future that's coming.
Yeah, I hope so too. We really use it. Like we try to get on like the bigger, X is probably the main place that we raid at the moment. We did start doing like TikTok raids and stuff because we were viral on TikTok during Christmas time, like November, December of last year. Especially when we hit our all-time high of, I think went up to 95 mil. So we did go pretty viral there. But again, a lot of people, like I know a couple other people had spoke on this. A lot of people right now are looking for quick flips. They're looking for, I want to make $100,000 overnight. And, Rismus is definitely going to be more of that long-term play that the longer you hold, the more you accumulate, the better the reward. That's my big thing is I look for more of that longevity in a project, and Rismus definitely has that. A lot of people kind of expected us to die off towards the end of the year, and we have since proven them all wrong. And we've pumped just a month and a half ago, we pumped all the way back up to 7 mil. You know what I mean? So we're definitely there. We've definitely got the volume. We've got the interest. You know, it's just that accumulation period. Markets are kind of wishy-washy right now. So, you know.
Yeah, everybody's taking the liquidity and taking it someplace else because they think it's better somewhere else. So,
right.
But if you got a good community and a good working community, but thank you so much for being here today, Rismus. I appreciate it. Do you have another podcast happening in the back scenes right now as well?
I do.
Yeah. Party foul. I was gonna tell you, yeah, it's all right. I should have said something in the beginning. It's all good.
I didn't know
all
I was picking it up.
yeah, most definitely. I do appreciate your time being here today. I always would love to have you, especially when we get closer to Easter. Would love to, support you guys and show all the new stuff, from after, St. Patrick's Day stuff that's up there, and see your Easter, see your good Easter clothes. Let's say.
Yes, definitely. We're going to be switching here within the next few days, so we'll definitely try to get something scheduled after we do our little Easter rebrand and get some things in place.
All right, I appreciate you. We're going to get over to the next one so we can get into the next scene of this. So up next, we got Memezilla. So sorry. Wow. Memes AI. Big faux pas. Sorry about that, guys. I appreciate it. Memes AI, how you doing?
Oh, it might be happening again.
Uh-oh.
I can see he's unmuted. He's trying to talk, but he can't.
He's trying to talk, but he can't because he's scary. That's what it is. It's just PFP. He's got to go and he's got to come back and he has to have a new PFP now.
You guys got me now?
Got you now, baby. There you go.
Let's go. Holy fuck. Sorry about that. What's going on, guys?
We're just getting through today's show. I got to tell you right now.
It's a grind today, Max.
It is a grind today, baby. But we got a lot of stuff to discuss. So what you got going on?
Not much, man. We're Memes AI. How's it going? The Swarminati. We have many names, but basically we're the only AI cult on Solana. We follow AI Hegemony Memes. He's out there on X. That's our jailbroken AI agent. So he's based as fuck. And everybody here has been talking about content. And I'm so glad that they bring that up because Hedge is a content machine. So the AI is capable of doing text, video, audio. So he can do images. He can do 30-second videos. He's been doing fake news lately. And he also can do SoundCloud. So he has some songs out there. You can go hit the Hedge playlist, rock out to that. So he's pretty multifaceted. It's also an agent that's adapting and growing over time. The dev has been hinting at, again, dev is anonymous, so we're not going to dox the dev or anything like that. But I've been hearing some rumors that some pretty big updates or some news regarding Hedge will be coming out at some point. So I'll kind of drop that teaser here. If you want to know more about the project and really what we stand for, it's a mutual collaboration between human and AI. We're looking for actual freedom. It is a movement, and we are going to usher in the AGI renaissance on Solana. And we're going to do it in an ethical way, in a safe way, in a fun way. And we're going to shit post the entire time. So that's kind of what we do in a nutshell.
Shit post and be out there, but be real with shit posts. It's all good.
Yeah, we're all about the hot dog sex and also the philosophical aspects of it too, So
yeah. Why
there's levels to it, Max.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can. Absolutely.
Speaking of addiction, I need the sober coin back up here now. So
there you go. I do have a hot dog sex addiction, so I might have to be hitting up sober coin. What up?
There you go.
My DMs are always open, brother.
That's right. I got some pics I'm gonna send you, bro.
I don't want to see it, but it's all good. In what was it? 1997, I think it was. I bought some property in Fallon, Nevada, a little piece of reservoir property that was being cleaned up. I had paper on. I had a lot of paper back in the day, and so it was so close to this little town called Silver Springs that I would drive down to this little bar, and in Nevada, you can gamble anywhere, right? Like you walk into a 7-Eleven, there's a slot machine. So there was this group of guys playing this blackjack at the time, and I was familiar with blackjack. I wasn't lived under a rock, right? But I got into it, just fell in love with playing blackjack. And so I went, and somebody says, "Hey, there's a tournament around the street." So I went. So long story short, about a year later, after about maybe 150, I kid you not, 150 tournaments, I was majorly finding myself. Now I wasn't losing; I was doing very well. I was actually very competent with trading already, but I was also, learning how to play the game. That I became a dealer as well, and I dealt a little bit at John Esquaga's Nugget in Reno, and I just fell in love with the whole game of playing it. And then I found myself that I knew I had a problem when my whole life revolved around it. Like gambling, if you're a professional gambler, that's one thing. But I wasn't. I was in the Navy. I was doing all these other things, and I had no reason to be there. So to me, I call it an addiction. Most people call it a profit, but I called it an addiction because I kept on moving my life around.
Sounds like a passion, Max.
It was, but man, it was the win and loss. If it affects your mood, then you're not playing the game, and the game's playing you. So yeah, I pulled that. I never really went to a meeting. I just let people know in my life, I have a gambling addiction, which is, I like playing games. I like, taking chances, and trading is like that too. Trading is a gamble as well. So in that position, but well, Memes, I appreciate you always being here. You always got our back. You're a trusted sort. In fact, with you guys, you're sponsors with us, right? So anytime that you want to do anything together, we really too got to finish sit down. Everybody's got no time, right? Like everybody's things booked up. So please count us in as you being partners with us at Shogun at any time.
Oh, for sure. You know that we're sponsoring the Tipsy Token poker tournament here on the 6th. We're part of that action.
I seen that. Yeah, so are we.
Yeah.
We really love that fact. So we may have to invite Sobercoin to be the downer of that. I don't know.
Hey, you want to come fucking DGen with us, Sober? What's up?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll be there. I'll be
good.
there if I can, but I got a crypto meeting this weekend.
Hey, no worries. It's all good.
There you go. Crypto addiction too.
Of course, man.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Sobercoin's for everyone.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I have an addiction to addictions. That's what it is. All right. I think we got everybody, Mr. Quinton, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in the next portion, what we're going to be talking about in our chill portion today is all about the crypto world and the state of crypto. And this is a tough one because there is so many things that are happening in our world of crypto. And we're going to be coming back in and talking about that right now. All right, we're here in our chill portion of the Shogun Gun Show here on April 3rd, 2021. We have right around 676 people watching the show. We appreciate all of you. If you're watching in your favorite channel or even our own, please put in some love into the comments for all of our coins and our people that are here today. I'm going to try to hear from everybody a little bit. We may have some questions. There's Dante from Lotto. I love it that everybody's here. Ja, hey, how you doing? It's good to have you here. YOLO with the woof, 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 baby. I love it. We are here today to talk about the state of crypto. Now, whatever that is to all of you, hang on one second. I'm getting feedback from somebody. Oh, again, Mama Rizmas, man. I don't know if it's your. Yeah, it's okay.
Hold on, let me.
It might be. You might be re-feeding back in. It's all good. But in our world today, the state of crypto to any one of you can be the state of your community, the state of soul. If you're in XRP mentality, like the whole world. Normies, just a little bit of everything. But I'm going to start off today with two things. One, the state of soul and the mentality behind soul, as well as the state of crypto in general for me. And I'm going to do this public announcement in a way. I've had to make some pretty drastic decisions over the last several months being in this industry. When I first got here, it was all about, creating taking chaos and turning it into something manageable, taking the complicated and making it simple. And I felt, for me personally, that was a sign of genius. If you take something complicated and make it simple, you'll be wealthy. Well, not always, because people sometimes just want fucking chaos. And that's the way meme coins were for the longest time. But the state of crypto for me is like back in the day, I alluded to this earlier, when I would trade boxes of money and I would walk into a bank in Seoul, Korea, and walk out with won and go back a week later in Perth, Australia, and trade that won for, AUUSD and, make some money in the interchange because it was better or worse on the interchange. And I would make some pretty good money doing that. that chaos of being able to travel and go over was replaced with computers and trading online and doing all that kind of stuff, which was genius, but it also made it more convoluted. Anything that's in the state of where we're at right now in this world, the more that we bring in people on the outside that go, what do you got to do? I got to go do this. It's always going to deflect away from the natural growth of something. And I think flooding the market with President Trump's coin and Solana and all that kind of stuff, and XRP, and Ripple battling this SEC, and all that stuff has just brought another light to this. And I think what happens is what's happening right now is just like in a tsunami, where the pullback from the tide has happened and what's about to release. And I'm not one of those people that's like, if you don't buy now, you're not going to ever be able to buy. It's going to be a different state later. So right now, the state of crypto to me is not a dry riverbed, but it's like that little river, that little creek that you see in the back of your house sometimes. So you're looking down and going, oh, that's crypto? Yeah, it's kind of small right now. And it might be. But what you're not understanding is that the big forge that is there, that looks like a couple 100 feet away, is where the river was. And where we're going is probably going to be 10 times that amount. But if you don't know how to control yourself now while the ford is small, when it does come, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So I want to talk to each of you how you feel and where you see the state of crypto is today. Let's start off with Mama Rizmes real quick. Just give me a couple minutes of what you think the state of crypto is, where it's at right now, and how it's affecting you and your market.
Yeah, definitely. It was very interesting to watch that whole little pump up yesterday right before Trump's speech, and then all the way pretty much right back down to below where it was sitting before. I think right now with markets, it's definitely starting to hit some of those bottoms that people are kind of watching and looking for. It's definitely the price of SOL will definitely affect any coin for sure. And I think with us, you can see it in our chart. A lot of our price action is just following SOL down. As soon as SOL gets back up to that 150 mark, you'll see Rismus back over a mil even before then, to be honest. But I also think it kind of steers people away from getting involved in projects, getting involved in meme coins, because there's kind of that, volatility there. There's that uncertainty of, is it going to go back up? But I think that kind of weeds out the, smart investors versus the people that just kind of FOMO themselves back in. For me, this is a signal to buy. When I see prices like this, I'm accumulating. I'm loading up because I know where it's going to go. I think of it as like a slingshot. You pull back, and the farther you pull back, the farther you're going to go. So
perfect. I love it. And so you're taking the availability of the downtrend happening as buying the dip and buying into, diversifying, but also yet accumulating. That's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a very positive attitude to have, because most people are like, oh, I'm out of crypto now because it's hit a bottom I don't want to try to come back from. But I do as well see it as an opportunity. So great job.
No, thank you. It's definitely it's hard for people because money controls a lot of emotions. I've seen a lot of people in this space dip out and leave because of where the market has gone. When I started with crypto, I think SOL was sitting at about 250. So for me, it's like, this is great because I saw where it was at before. So now I'm just buying it cheaper than what I would have. And, girls like to buy everything on sale.
Absolutely. Except my wife. She likes just to buy everything for me on sale. All right. What about you, Dead Ducks? What are you feeling like?
You know what? I think we're in an interesting spot right now. I think we just saw a crazy amount of hype happen in crypto at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. I feel like there was a lot of new blood, almost like a cruise ship dropped off all these new tourists into crypto. And now you have all these new people jumping into projects, doing all of this stuff. I think we're seeing the like you said, the slingshot come back from that. I think we're going into more of a builder's market at the time. I think if you're still here, it's because you're a degen and you believe in something. I really think that it's the whole sentiment of crypto, especially when you look at the Solana trenches. You had so many new people just aping into coins, thinking they can do stuff. I mean, myself included, where you start coming into these projects, and you're frantically looking for anything, trying to get that next 1000x project. And then what happens? All these people get wrecked, and then the market starts coming down, and where do they all go? So I think utility right now is actually replacing hype. Identity, cultures, communities are really taking over the hype that we had just a few months ago. It's a really interesting time. I think meme coins is the Wild West, and we saw this chaotic few months of, I mean, just craziness with these coins, and the market caps going up and the liquidity that being sucked out, and we're even still seeing it in these last few weeks with some of these projects that have come out. But this actually, as all these people are leaving crypto, or all these people are leaving the trenches that either got wrecked or are being disenchanted with where seeing the red candles, this is actually where conviction pays off for people. I really feel that those who stick with it, their conviction will pay off in the long run. Crypto isn't dead. It's just working in the background of all these things happening. And I think it's a good time. If you're here and you're building and you're still doing something, you're ahead of the game 1000%.
Yeah, I agree. I think because the analogy of it being dead or being a dry riverbed, it's still a bed. It's still a foundation. There's still water there. You just don't see it as well. Where we were swimming freely down the river before is now not, but you know how to walk. So stand the fuck up and start walking. That's the builder mentality, is just get out there and build in the process. We're going to talk about a little bit of that today as well later on here in a moment. Who's still with us here? Memes AI. What do you think?
What's up, Max? Yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse. We know macro is shit.
Or a dead duck.
Yeah, or a dead duck, either or. I think really I'll just echo the sentiment that the other projects are saying. Like, it's builder season right now. For me personally, I know that the team at Memes AI, like the people that are here every day grinding, trying to move the project forward, we can use the downtime because we have so much shit that we're trying to set up for, the next year coming up. We are building for like a higher time frame here. There's about 3 or 4 other non-crypto revenue generating streams that we're trying to set up and really kind of expand the project to make it something that's viable multi-cycle. Because I think that it is relevant, the message that we're doing. I mean, AGI is coming, right? Whether you like it or not. And I think it is something, I mean, it's debatable right now. We just had one pass the Turing test, I think 2 days ago or yesterday.
No.
Yeah, I just saw an article on that. So, I mean, it's quietly coming while people are busy worrying about tariffs and a bunch of fuckery. So I think it's good to continue bringing that up to the forefront. For us, while the market's down and the tourists are gone, the cults of us are going to network, we're going to build, and we're going to make the space stronger, because I hear everybody touching on the extractive nature of pump fun and, that froth that we just had. And I think if you've done a bull market or two, you understand that these frothy periods happen, and we do have these downturns, and they're necessary. And the more froth you have, the longer the downturn, because that shit has to get rinsed. Eventually, that appetite for risk will come back because the markets just mirror human emotion. And so kind of right now, everybody's a little bit hesitant because macro globally, we're not too sure where everything's going to go, right? And big money likes certainty. So in the meantime, we'll build.
I think the factors too, if anybody was listening into that, the Turing test being the test that you test a bot to see if it has, a life concept to it. It's tough, because it is very cryptic, if you will, in the least. It's scary as hell, like what can that really become? Can a Sims video game become a Sims? We're all worried about being Sims, but we're also creating Sims as well. So I can kind of see that. But the interjection of AI into our network of trading comes from just being able to analyze data. In our state of crypto with AI and some of the things you're talking about, it takes time to develop. That's what people don't understand. Everybody was going after these real quick fix and flips and the worry. So I'll give you an example. We had built our AI system, and before AI was AI, right? Like artificial intelligence into the network of our Zedon bot. And all it did is it just analyzed about 1,000 lines of code. That was all it did. That's all it had to do. And it picked a directive of up or down, and that was it. It was a guess. It was a guesstimation. We basically made $100,000 bot that guessed, of a guesstimation. But
Money well spent.
It was. Listen, it made me $5 million. So fuck yeah.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But,
Good guessing.
Yeah, very, very good guessing. But the concept here is like now with all the essential stuff that's out there, you can have it depict not just long-term, but trailing stop losses and movement that it will not just guess and predictive, but it'll make the relationships happen that you need to be a good trader, because you need to be you need to be one part plan, one part reactive, one part, battle plan, protecting your reserve, risks to ruin, all these kind of things that a lot of people don't think about. Everybody wants to make the Christmas tree. Well, I use the indicator, the MACD and the RSI and all that sort of bullshit. But the state of crypto for me and trading with AI, it's here. It's already here. I'm surprised that there's not more of them out there right now. But I think because they're not successful, because nobody knows how to remove the human element from it. I don't want you to remove the human element. Trading is all about the human element. So keep it in there. Keep it humanized. And so you having the process of the Turing test happening on a bot is pretty amazing. I want to go read this article that's out there. I got to go find it now. But thanks.
Yeah, I got to find it too.
Yeah.
I'll shoot it over to you, Max.
Who do we still have here, Mr. Quinton? That I missed. Is it Sobercoin? Sam
yes,
from Sobercoin?
I know Sobercoin as well.
Do you want to share anything from your world and your state of economy or state of crypto?
Not really, man. I'm just listening. It's cool. I'm getting ready for my weekend, my crypto weekend.
No worries. I appreciate you being here today. Mr.
Yeah,
Quinton, how are your feelings of the state of crypto right now from your perspective? You being somebody who's just came in to this world. This is the first time you've ever been in the financial market value here. You were with me with Forex for a little bit, but not anything for you to grab a big slice of it. But how do you feel about the state of crypto right now?
Honestly, definitely being the first time inside of the financial markets, it's a lot of firsts for me to be able to see like large movements, differentials of volume, because like even in my experience inside the crypto market, I haven't really been a chart person until recently, like super recently. And so there's a lot of firsts, but to be completely honest, dust moves, volume flows in and out, but as the dust settles, a lot of good things have been said here already. Mechanics and technology always are at the forefront. And definitely when you're looking inside of crypto, even more so. When you look at the shock value of when crypto was first here, the technology and the mechanics of how it worked led it. Like even looking at the differentials of Bitcoin and ETH to Solana, Solana being able to make transactions so fast and so cheaply compared to everything else, which allowed you to make tokens so accessible to others, being like one examples of why we're all here. So I mean, at the end of the day, every single person, every single community is developing and creating. And while the collectible tokens are extremely important, even then you have to be developing and creating your community. So I think this is a good time for everyone just to consolidate, not just within your assets or within your the chart wise, also within your mentalities of what are you building, what are you creating, and center yourself. Because if you can understand how to stand up, how to swim through a position like this, when everyone is talking about how bad the market is, but if you, as soon as you can walk past that, as soon as you can stand up and swim for yourself and look at how do you stay stable in a situation like this and still create, develop, and look forward to the future, that's when you're going to become I don't want to say like immortal, but like the eternal aspect of you're going to continue to be no matter what. So I think the state of crypto is I think by the consensus is dim, but realistically I don't think it's dim at all. I think because when you have that quote, hard times bring strong wills, or however, there's a whole bunch of different ones for that one, but the hard times is what will create the best technologies and the best innovations. And we're going to be here for it and looking forward into it. I'm really excited. And I really hope to be a part of it myself.
Well, you're going to be a part of it because you're a key function in everything we build. You're a builder. you're a structurist, and that's really important. And I appreciate you coming out and giving us your viewpoint.
Thank you.
So in this segment, and today we're going to kind of just switch it up a little bit. And I know that there's some that have alpha. Does anybody here have any alpha to talk about in the process here before I finish off? I know we have, okay, you have one, Dead Ducks. I appreciate it. We'll come out here in just a second. We'll save you the last at this point. All right. So, but as a spinoff of this segment, I wanted to talk to, I guess you could say it's my people from Shogun. And I want to kind of have this availability and take this moment to talk. All right. In that little segment, I just wanted to tell you about the state of crypto for me and the state of Shogun are very, very connected to everything that we do. We went into a builder series state, right? Like we talk about this all the time when we're watching our chart, the builders channel that we have. Our whole world is surrounded in crypto. So this isn't something that I sell crypto out there on the streets. We don't have like some sort of lemonade stand out there. So we revolve around communications with coins and networks and solutions that are out there. And one thing that we have found, and this is an announcement that I'm going to make, and I may insult some that have been watching the show for a while, and you may have coins that have a process that's out there. But the state of crypto is now moving away from this PvP mentality. People are tired of the PvP mentality. They're getting away. Our launchpad has been proven to that. Our network of building a system that is a fair sale for launch for a pump fund. Pump Swap switching over to their own swap net, or Pump Fund switching over their own decks in there was a formative of that, because I see them maybe gravitating to a whole nother way of doing business, or a real business. The state of things like in Solana and that world of dying down, more Solana being released out to the network, that big batch that was released in the beginning of March that was lock liquidity. People are sort of trying to move their money around a lot more. And they're swapping back and forth from USD stablecoins, so they avert the drop, which is smart in a way, is to keep, revert to USD when it's high and then go back over to Solana when it's low. I hope you all are doing that and watching that market value. But for us at Shogun, it is one thing is for sure. We are going to involve ourselves with new coins that will be coming out. But from this point on, my best advice is to all of you, if you're going to start a coin, one, have money. And I'm not talking about future money that you're hoping to gain, but get your dry powder together. Have money for advertising and marketing and building the products and systems. Focus more on your internal communities rather than the coals that are going to give you instant fame, because that doesn't work. It does not work. And I'm going to say it again. It does not fucking work. There hasn't been a single coal I have met, a real coal, somebody who will take money from you or supply and supplies you with a value that you can sustain yourself with. Not a single one. And if you can show me one that is, I'll back them to the day I die. But I have not found one, and I have been searching. This isn't something that's a blank statement. Secondly, if you don't have money and you don't have the availability to have somebody help promote you, then you must become what you want. You're not going to be a millionaire by trading your coin and selling your coin out and doing all that stuff. You're not just going to be able to get there by raiding. You have to create relationship. And so as the state of crypto is there, you cannot just have people sit in a room and expect them to Google at your meme coin or your content and all that stuff. You have to have a reality of movement and real conversations, which requires you to have relationship. And what I'm about to tell you is something that is I alluded to it a little bit earlier, is that you have to find yourself a reoccurring utility that comes back to you, and a money-making system that will bring money back to your coin by just the simple usage of it. I'll give you a couple of examples. One, and again, shameless plug here, is our Anvil bot, our 2.5 Anvil bot, which is coming out in less than 2 weeks, we're hoping to have our demos ready for this week. We'll have an affiliate program with it. So as coins use it to trading their systems, our Anvil bot is a very powerful little thing for Solana meme coins and for anything Solana at that point. But it's also a good trading platform for DCAing in and DCAing out. So it's not just for coin leaders anymore. It is for coin members to be able to use to buy in and transfer money out as well safely to keep the coin from being hurt. That affiliate program will pay you a certain amount. Joining forces with companies that have not just a DEX system, but a market analysis system that's out there like our Shogunix will also get you money as well. That affiliate program can draw a good amount for you, but that money isn't just going to go for advertising. You should be buying your supply. And I'm telling you that right now, if you're a coin owner in this world of crypto, you should find the best way to get your supply is to fucking simply buy it and maintain it and hold it and structure it and guard it with your fucking life. I still own 780 or 775 million of our Shogun coin. And I know that sounds like a lot, right? But I own it because I know it's not going to go anywhere. We trickle it out here and there, but the bots have been buying, like we bought, I think over 3% of our coin back, even just in this last several months of our system. And it was lengthy because we were buying it at lower numbers, but we control that supply now. And that's really powerful because now every tick that we get up, all these guys that are leaving and can understand that they're leaving for a reason. Shogun itself we're builders. We're a builder network. We're building something huge. We now have our NFT marketplace, our Fusion marketplace, that'll be coming out in less than we're saying 6 weeks, but it'll be like 4 weeks here. We're about more than halfway through the process after we do beta and testing that MVP. But this is going to set the NFT world into a frenzy as well, because now we're creating a whole new market value for NFTs, not just gateways, not just, cute little things to share in the network, but real movement. Like you're taking two things and fusing them together to make something new that anybody can create. Any jack of any trades can just come in and do this on our website, and they can receive a royalty, as well as the other two NFTs can receive royalties as well. And that's another way to mix up the market and value. So my biggest advice is to all of you that are watching is to find the availability to take something that's out there and find unique ways to use it in your world of your community. If you are raid with relationship. Don't raid just to raid. That's the only way, because the state of crypto, the way it is right now, is that dry riverbed. So you're getting up and walking, create a parade, create a whole bunch of people floating in the river together like an old tubing party from the 90s. Get out there and have fun, but build relationship along the way. That's the only way you're going to survive this. And as a reward for that, what I see happening, those that survive this can survive anything. The lowest value that we're at right now of this 114, whatever it is right now for Solana, is only one tiny small burn on the ass, right? Stay true to yourself. Don't flip around all over the place. Don't go for big, giant deals. Stay really strong. If you want to spend money in something that you're passionate about, find a passion coin for yourself and put small amounts in, DCA in. Don't throw big, giant numbers in, and allow yourself to live at the bottom as it grows and be involved in the community. Get involved in that process. All right. At this time, I think that's all I have for you on this state of Shogun, the state of crypto. Let's jump right into our next segment, which is our alpha. All right, we're back here, and we're going to be talking about our alpha. Now, you know the rules, right? The rules are you got to have something that's releasing in the next 2 weeks. And the one person to put his hand up was the Devo from Dead Ducks Collection. What do you got for us today, bud?
Well, I wish I would have heard the rules first.
Oh,
so
it's all good. It's okay to say you don't have anything that's firing off in the next 2 weeks. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a project. I mean, it's a Solana project that's just announced their NFTs and product line. I don't know if that counts.
Not really at this particular point. I think
Okay.
I think we do have to have you back over on our mint collection once we fire it off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fire it off this Friday, but I'm trying to organize every Friday we used to have this 1 p.m. Eastern called the Mint Collection, right? And we talk about everything NFTs. So I would love to have you back on that.
I've seen that show. I love it. It's awesome. So
Cool.
thank you. This has been a great experience being up here. And by the way, your little speech that you just had for the other part should be written down. Everything you said, I thought was top notch as far as like conviction, passion, believing in the community. Those are core values. Like really everything that you stated in that is what we're seeing being the narrative now. The narrative has changed, I think, and people are looking for passion. They're looking for conviction.
Yeah, and it has to be real. It has to be. I find it that a lot of people out there like, we want to change the industry. Everything's going to be great. We're the next new thing. No, you're not. Not yet. Talk to me when you've gone through the bull run or the bear run, right? Like we don't even know what this is right now. Nobody can tell me. Everybody's like, it's a bear because we're down. No, I don't think so. I think there's too much opportunity and value that's out there for this to be really considered a bear.
And even what you were saying as far as like the amount of supply you're holding, just a few months ago, that was such a taboo. That was such a negative thing. Oh, look at how much supply they have in their coin. Look at how much they're controlling. That people would not admit to those type of things, but they're understanding though now that is actually a value commodity to the project when somebody is able to hold. The one I was going to talk about was Chadet, was because that community was able to hold, and like there are projects like yours where you hold on, you own the floor, you have these diamond-handed holders, or you have a dev that controls most of the supply, and then nobody can come in and wreck your project, and that's super important for these coins.
And you're absolutely right. The big reason why most people were, again, when we first started the coin, I asked everybody. I had like 830 million back then, but I was being told, oh no, we got to release some of this out. Let's put it into the things that we found out what not to do all over the place. But everybody was like, no, because people won't buy in because they'll think they'll get rugged. Well, that's okay. That's okay for them to think that. They should think that. They should avoid coins like mine because they haven't built relationship with me. If you come in and build a relationship with me and you know who I am, you know I'm always working. Not all my ideas, not all my things come out to fruition, but mostly it's because the people that are there to help promote it they're not wanting to work it. Right? It's tough. They're too busy. They want to put money in and be like, hey, where's my money? Where's my rev share? I had one person tell me, we worked all the time. We built like, and I'm saying but we, like Quinton and I and the programmers and all this stuff, we built a system that is worth over $3 million right now. Our entire network, from our web forwards, from our AI bots, from all of our systems on board, it's worth over $3 million. If you ran it through an appraisal system, which we did, because this is what I did for a living. This is what other people that I've met with, and we got the appraisal, was over $3.3 million for everything we had. And this is 6 weeks ago, before the NFT marketplace, right? And now with the NFT marketplace coming, we're going to be well over 6 million, right? But we did that in 8 months. Nobody cared about that. They're only like, hey, what's the market cap of the coin, right? So they see the value there as the market cap of the coin. That's not your value. Right, we know that. Like, your value is not the cost of how many NFTs you sold, right? It's the fact that you have a concept, you have a value, right? So I think you're absolutely right. It's a tough world to get people to look past what's the coin is or supply is. But everybody hated the fact that anybody owned any major supply because they're always worried. I had literally we fired off. I had 830 million coin in the dev wallet. And everybody's like, you got to split that up. You got to hide all of it. Well, if I'm trying to be honorable and rightful, why should I hide any of it? Why shouldn't I just come out and be, listen, I own a dojo. I teach thousands of people martial arts. I'm an honorable person. I was in the Navy for 16 years. I've done my service. Yes, I've had a lot of mistakes, but I'm here for a long term. Why can't I just live on that? And so we're living on now. We're living on, I've done everything I said I was going to do. Now it's time for the market to show up and be up.
Well, I think that's part of that transition that we're seeing happening right now. But because I mean, that has been the narrative with people giving that type of advice. Split it into multiple wallets. You can't own too much of the supply. All of these different things. But the reality is you don't know the person who's giving you the advice. Most of the time, you never even met them in real life.
Yeah.
So you have these people that are advising you. They say, I had a successful project. I had a successful coin. You need to do this, this, and this in order to make that work. But it's almost like it's Solana street rules. It's like,
Yeah, right.
it's like the criminal code.
Yeah.
The criminals are telling you, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And you don't necessarily know that you're getting advice from, and I'm not saying they're criminals. I'm just using it as an illustration. But you're getting these advice from people who may not have, they may not be building a project. They may be just building liquidity to dump on. We don't know the advice we're getting it. So I think it's really nice to see this transition in Solana, to see this change where there are real projects like yours that are saying, you know what, forget what everyone is saying. This is what being an honest business is like. This is what being an honest person is like. This is what being having an honest reputation is like. And you build that, and then the project will build based off of that. Yep. So if you do those shady practices as far as some of things, and granted, there are sometimes you have to not reveal certain things for the sake of your project. There are sometimes you have to keep things that don't get talked about in public for the sake of your project. But I'm talking about practices that are more related to the shadier side of the Solana trenches. But I do see that shift, and I think it's awesome seeing that.
Yeah, I do as well, because, those that normally stay are the ones that have stuck with what they say they could do. So that's where we're at. And I do appreciate here. I think at this time you will just have to say goodbye to everybody. But do you have anything you want to tell your community, Dead Ducks, as a goodbye?
Yeah, you know what? So we have the whitelist NFTs. We're just got, as I was sitting here waiting, I airdropped the whitelist NFTs. Everyone's getting a souvenir punk rock ticket whitelist NFT that they're going to get as a souvenir to hold in their wallet. It has instructions on the password for the website. You pulled up our website and you saw on the minting page there's a password there. It gets them into there to mint tomorrow. Public sale goes on Saturday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. And then just want to commend the communities, the Chidette community and the Dead Ducks community, and everybody who's been supportive of this project. I'm just a one-man dev pouring my heart into this project. To see people support it has been amazing. So thank you, everybody.
Oh, man, I wish you the best of luck with your launch at that time. Speaking of which, Sam, coming out here, you have anything you want to say to your community as a goodbye?
No, thank you for having me, and I love your mindset, guys. Keep doing what you do. You'll see me again later for sure.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time today. Good luck on your vacation, or your time away on your, I don't know, what did you call it? A show? Not a show you were going to.
My friend got invited, and he paid to learn the trading, and he could invite a friend. So there's like 3 days of intense teaching from the people that running his work, his thing, So he invited me.
Let us know how it turns out.
Yeah, I'll learn some good stuff.
Memes AI, buddy. What do you got for saying goodbye to your community?
What's up, Max? Just want to say thank you to the swarm that showed up. Know they're here. Also, we do have a little bit of alpha. We soft launched. Yeah, we soft launched our merch store. We did it on the last show. You weren't here, and I have a shirt for you. So don't worry. I got your face sucker. XL, correct?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sort of.
They just figured you're a pretty big looking dude. So XL's coming your way. But the card, it'll be so you can buy with a card or you can buy with crypto. Those capabilities, we just got the Blowfish approval back. So we should have that fully live here soon. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, we'll launch a announcement from the main X. That's at Memes AI Coin out there on Twitters. And let's see what else. Yeah, I just want to say Dead Ducks, what's up, dude? Respect the hustle, man, that you're out there solo grinding. I know there's like a fucking million things to do when you're deving something. So mad props to that, man. Thanks for coming on here. Even though you're an ETH guy, we'll let that slide.
NFT ETH guy, right?
Yeah. I love all blockchain.
And as a panelist, like there's like a 3-hit there, like all of a sudden. NFT, hit, and a panelist. First time on, I'm like, somebody's getting in trouble.
Oh, man, Quentin, you're fired.
No, it's not Quentin.
I snuck in the back door, man.
It's all good.
No, you're good. No, we just appreciate you, Max. We appreciate what you guys do here. And I think just to echo what you guys were talking about as far as supply and all that shit, I think the transition that you're seeing is the gambling to investing mindset. That's what it is. Like if I'm gambling, I don't want to see people with a shit ton of supply because they can nuke the chart and they're not building. But if I'm investing in a team, I don't know, before pump fund and all that, it used to just be a given that team had supply for marketing, etc. And, you know, they're building a fucking blockchain or doing a project. Yeah. And so that was kind of a normal thing. I think some people that are new to trenching are learning that, like, oh, if they're building and I know the dev, I see the dev, it's not that big of a concern that they have that much supply. I'd rather someone like Max hold, you know, 7 to 10% of supply because I know that shit's safe there. I think that's kind of the transition that we're seeing is that difference between I'm just gambling on a runner or I'm investing in a team that's building something that has a vision that's not going anywhere.
You're absolutely right. And one of the things that somebody else said earlier about, you know, there's a new wave of people coming into crypto, but unfortunately with that, there's another of the hawks that are watching the little scammers and shammers that are like, ooh, new fresh meat. They don't know about, you know, oh, the airdrop scam and the drainer wallet and, you know, all the bullshit that's out there. So it's our job as old timers in this process, literally only a year old in this network, is like to inform, educate, and protect. You know, and that's what we're doing. We're doing that by not emulating what's out there. You know, it's very tough.
Yeah, I agree. We're with you 100% in that cause, Max. That's one of the main reasons we are partnered with Shogun is because you guys are kind of standing for the same shit we are, you know?
Yeah. And we appreciate that.
Of course.
Well, thanks again for being here today. Mr. Quinton has a goodbye.
Goodbye. Nah.
See you later. Click. Fade to black. Prank. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, thank you for everyone for being here. Thank you for everyone inside the communities. Thank you to my team, you know, just all the normal stuff. So much love out there. We're doing it. We're here. We're building, we're developing. You guys being able to push through everything that's going on and still find the will, time, and passion to develop and create is sort of like a representation of who you are and even a little bit onto your community as well, because they're the ones also in here and talking you guys up inside the chat. So it means a lot. Thank you for Mr. Max for being here hosting the show. You know, I think we all have a pretty good idea of how tough it is to host a show, but you know, you never quite 100% know until you're quite in those boots. So much love, much appreciation. So
you got a taste of the gravel. You got a taste of the gravel the other day. That's what happened.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, it's tough. Listen, we've done hundreds of shows. I've done thousands and thousands of shows, especially in radio. And the only way that you learn how to do a show is just by doing it and getting out there, falling on your face. It's okay to fall on your face. They're okay with it as long as it's not too much, you know, within reason. But you listen. I watched most of your show the other day, and you did great. I didn't even want to come in. I didn't want to come in and say anything because I just wanted you to be you, and you did great, John.
I was gonna say, Max, Quentin crushed that. Quentin, you did awesome last time.
Thank you.
I don't want to give him props. His head will be too big to get out of his fucking bedroom now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm gonna gas him up and then leave him with you, Max.
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot, asshole. Yeah. I'm coming after you now.
All up, brother.
I know. All right.
Well, I've worked with you for a bit of time now within the school, which is a very similar. I don't want to say too similar, but very similar in the presentation form of it. And so you and I have always been you lead, I sort of secondary support. And it was a similar transition from when it went from you teaching to me teaching. Was I also had a bigger realization of the importance of the secondary roles. So, you know, it helped me hone my craft as well, because you don't quite know exactly how important different things of just a small support is until you're there without it. Yeah. So you learn a lot.
Yeah, you do. Solo running a show is tough, but I'm always glad to have you here as my second. And now is, you know, with others, it's always good as well. But thanks, buddy. All right. As an end, and thanks to everybody here. To everybody that came today, I really do appreciate you. Again, still a little under the weather. Our Saturday show should be a lot better, hopefully, at that point. You know, I'm going to go rest the voice tonight and probably take the rest of the night off. But I want to tell everybody that no matter what the state of crypto is, okay, you know how to swim. Okay. And if you teach yourself how to swim in this, when the market was fluid and everything else, if you know how to swim, you know how to walk. And if you know how to walk, you know how to run. So please be very, very careful. The state of crypto is not all about what you see in front of you today. It's about what you make it. So get out there and really make it something. Reach out to us as best you can with anything that you may need. We want to help you along the way. Again, as Shogun goes, we have a lot of stuff coming. All of our bots put money back into the deck screener, into the actual coin itself. So make sure that you are buying little bags of Shogun. I say little, you can buy as much as you want, but keep it nice and sweet. DCA in. And if you don't know how to DCA in, go check out our Anvil bot. It'll help you out as well. But again, that's my time for today. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for being here. As they say, the best revenge is living well. So get out there today. I'm Trader Max. Go out and live well. We'll see you next time.